Hi there. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to repair and patch your kite bladder when you've got a blowout in your bladder or a leaky valve. We're going to figure out how to find that leak and fix it. To do this, you're going to need a few things. First of all, a couple alcohol pads. Depending on the type of repair needed, we're either going to need a valve trap, these are great from Airtime Kite, or some repair tape, some vinyl bladder repair tape. Also going to need some zip ties, a Sharpie, this is going to be helpful, scissors, a sanding tool of some type, and finally some kite line. Alright, and as far as repairs go, I always like to travel with a repair kit with me, so if something does go wrong on one of my kite trips, I'm always going to have everything I need to get it up and working again on the fly. We can go over what's in here in another video. Let's get to it. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is find the leak. So I'm going to pump it up, look for that leak. In this case, it's pretty easy to spot. Found it right away between the strut and the leading edge. As I was pumping it up, a lot of air escaping. So I get out my Sharpie, make a little mark right where I think that leak is. I'm going to take it to the lab. So unfold your kite. Need to remove the zip tie that's connecting the valves, so that I can take the hose off that connects the leading edge to the strut. And because I'm not sure of the severity of this leak, I'm going to go ahead and repeat this step on all the struts connected to the side of the leading edge bladder. And then finally, I'm going to take the leading edge out of the wingtip and tie some kite line to the end of it, so that if I have to pull the entire leading edge through, I'll be able to get it back in place easily using this line to reset it. Next, you're going to remove that leading edge bladder out the zipper near the inflate valve. And once I get to this strut connecting valve, I'm going to find that the glue has failed on the valve, just as I suspected. So it's not a blowout in this case, but we've got a valve that's become delaminated from the bladder. You can see it right here. And there it is. The valve has just come right off of the bladder. Easy fix. We're going to use a hair dryer, warm that up. Now the valve is going to peel off very easily. The heat's going to melt that glue right off. The next step is going to be to clean this valve up using a little sandpaper or sanding tool. I'm going to clean off all the old glue off of this valve and repeat that process on both sides, as well as the bladder if needed. In this case, I'm just going to wipe it with some rubbing alcohol. Clean that up. Now you're going to take another alcohol swab, and you're going to want to clean up your valve trap as well, so we get a nice seal. Finally, I'm going to be using this sticky pad from Airtime Kite. These valve traps are great. Going to reseat that valve right inside of this valve trap. Folds right up. Carefully removing the sticker so we get a good seal as we sit that valve back in there. Repeat the process on both sides of this valve trap. There we go. Now before I put it on, I want to make sure I've got it lined up just right. So I'm going to take a Sharpie and trace out the exact spot on the bladder where I'm going to set this. So when I peel off the sticky backing, I'm going to get a really nice and easy application. Keep it nice and flat, and we're good to go. The great thing about these valve traps is that the seal is instant. So if I wanted to, I could pop this back in the kite and go kiting today with it. This is a great thing to carry with you when you're on a kite trip, so you can do a quick fix. Carefully, I'm going to pull the bladder back into place and find that valve and get it through the leading edge. Don't forget to close the zipper before you inflate your kite. Finally, just need to Put the tube back onto the valve and put a zip tie on that. And finally put the valve cover over it to protect the zip tie from damaging any material of the kite. Repeat this process for any other valves you may have taken off, as well as the wingtip. I'm going to reseat that. Now pump up your kite. Make sure that everything's working. Carefully pump it up. Look for twists in the bladder. Listen for leaking air. And then finally check your repair. You can use a little soapy water to see if there's any bubbles coming out. Listen on the leading edge. And leave your kite pumped up so that you can see that it's holding air. In this case, we are good to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope it helped you fix your kite. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out in the comments. And let's go get a session.